In the words of Michael Jordan, never say never, because limits like fears are often just an illusion. And with this, we welcome you to yet another edition of your favorite sports show, Sports Hour, coming to you live from the Anglican Cable Network Nigeria, ACNNTV. Good morning, I am Olushola Olujide. Today we'll be bringing to you the latest news from, of course, Nigeria, Africa, and from the rest of the world. Today we'll begin the show with the ongoing All-African Games taking place in Morocco, where Team Nigeria has been setting and breaking new records. Also, we'll be talking about the federal government's delegation that's heavily rewarding the victorious athletes in Morocco. Then we'll come back home where the sports minister has embarked on inspection tour to sporting facilities across the country. And interestingly, a policeman during the week accused an Enyimba player of being a Yahoo boy because he was driving a Mercedes-Benz. That's outrageous. Then in basketball, Coach Nwora has released his 12-man list for the FIBA World Cup. We will get to know who the players are. Then on the local scene, leadership crisis is brewing up in Katsina United. That's very, very sad. Then the transfer market is still busy with some players trying to switch clubs, and we'll find out who is moving and where they're going to. And of course, we'll be looking at the fixtures this weekend. Please stay tuned. We'll go for a short break. When we get back, we'll continue from where we stop. You're welcome back. Nigeria secured a 1-3 finish at the men's 100 meters at the 2019 African Games in Morocco. As the sublime Raymond Ekwevo ran a spectacular race to break 10 seconds for the first time in his career, dominating the field with a new personal best of 9.96 seconds, while teammates Ishekiri also clocked a new personal best of 10.02 seconds to win bronze. The University of Florida undergraduate Ekwevo maintained an unbeaten run throughout the rounds, winning his heat with the overall fastest time of 10.20 seconds, and then winning the semis with a time of 10.26 seconds at the Prince Maule Abdel Stadium in Rabat. It was a similar story as well for Ishekiri, who also won his first two races, clocking 10.2 seconds and 10.25 seconds respectively. And with his final race, secured qualification for the Tokyo 2020 Olympics. Now, Ekwevo's winning time of 9.9 seconds is just 0.1 seconds shy of the championship record of 9.95 seconds set by Deji Aliu at the 2003 African Games in Abuja. Now, Ekwevo has now become the first Nigerian to win the men's 100 meters at the African Games since Olusoji Fasuba achieved the feat at the 2007 Games, which was held in Abuja. He has also become the only second Nigeria to have dipped under 10 seconds in 2019, with Divan Oduduru topping the list. And similarly, in the men's final and the women's final, Joy Udo Gabriel narrowly missed out on the podium finish as she placed fourth with 11.4 seconds, while Ivory Coast Mary Jose Talu defended her title with a relative ease, clocking 11.09 seconds for the win. Abejoy Oyeniyi, the African Championship silver medalist in the men's 110 meters hurdle, gave a good account of himself in the final of the event as he came back from a slow start to clean silver in 13.90 seconds. Then Amin Boanini of Algeria won gold with 13.06 seconds. Now, less than a month after he broke the national record in a shot put, Chukwuebuka Enechi erased Frank Elemba's African Games record of 20.25 meters to set a new one of 21.48 meters, a mark which won him gold in the men's shot put final. Then Dotun Ogundeji finished outside the podium as his 20.04 meters through placed him in the fourth position. Meanwhile, Similola Ogunride settled for silver in the women's armor throw final after she reached a distance of 64.56 meters, while her compatriot Adetola Olatoye took bronze with a best throw of 63.97 meters. Queen Obiseson was fifth with 61.82 meters in the women's. Then in the women's high jump, Esther Issa and Doreen Amata could only scale a height of 1.78 meters, as both athletes placed 4th and 5th, respectively. Then African champion in the women's 100 hurdles, Tobi Amuson, barely broke a sweat on her way to clocking 12.69 seconds to qualify for the final. Then Kemi Francis placed 4th in the same heat. Grace Anibita was 4th in heat 2. Nigeria had 2 qualifiers from the men's 400 meters semis. We have Emmanuel Ochele came through heat 1 of the semis final on scout, placing 2nd with a time of 46.21 seconds. While Chido Kezie ran 46.20 seconds to finish 2nd in the heat 2 of the semis. Orupe Eraoyokon did not start his race. Then in the women's category, Patience Okun George placed 2nd in the first semis, while Favor Philly won the 2nd semis. They both qualified for the finals, which they won as of yesterday night. And now the quartet of Joy Udo Gabriel, Blessing Okagbare, Mercy Inter Obiang, and Rosemary Chukuma clocked a time of 43.49 seconds to win heat 2 of the women's 4x1 100 meters relay, which they won as well. They won the gold medal yesterday, but Blessing Okagbare did not run the race. She had gone back to Zurich for the Diamond League, so the race was won by the 4 of them yesterday, and they won a gold medal for Nigeria. Now the men also qualified for the finals of 4x1 in a comfortable fashion, as the quartet of Diva Oduduru, Imana Arowolo, Ogone Egbero, and Shegulere combined to win heat 1 in 39.15 seconds. And interestingly too, as of yesterday night, they also won their race, but they came 2nd. Team Ghana cleared the gold medal, while Team Nigeria won silver in the 100 meters final yesterday. And let's go on. It was a clean sweep of medals for Nigeria in the weightlifting, which has been our traditional games in the past for the women, as Rafiatu Lawal won one of the women's 59 kg clean jerk and snatch to claim 3 gold medals for herself. Jo Eze followed in the footsteps of her compatriots as she made it a hat-trick of gold medals in the women's 64 kg clean jerk and snatch. Then in football, the Nigerian men's football team qualified for the finals of the event after they defeated Mali 5-4 on penalty shootouts. The regulation time ended in a parity. Now the team will now face the Burkina Faso in the finals tomorrow on Friday. And as at yesterday night, Team Nigeria is now 3rd on the medals table, and now they have amassed 24 gold medals, 20 silver, and 20 bronze, making a total of 64 medals. We started poorly, and then we rose through from A to 6th, 6th to 4th, and we're now 3rd. And we hope before the games end, probably will be overall winner of the games. Now let's now go to the next one, which is the Ministry of Sport and Youth has given cash rewards of 46 million naira to the first batch of medalists at the ongoing African Nations Cup African Games in Morocco. The 58 athletes and 54 officials got cash rewards ranging from $3,000 for gold, $2,000 for silver, and $1,500 for bronze medalists. Gold medalists in the team event got $6,000 and bronze got $4,500, while the badminton mixed team players shared $18,000. Now, according to the Permanent Secretary Adeshola Olushade, at the brief ceremony on Tuesday at the Games Village, commended the athletes for good performance at the Games. And I quote him, "As a ministry, we shall continue to fulfill the commitment of government to each and every one of you in line with the approval of Mr. President," he said. The Permanent Secretary said that government has given top priority to the welfare of athletes, adding that no athlete participating in the Games was owed any benefit and allowance. I quote him again, "My attention was drawn to a report in an online medium in which an athlete appealed to the Minister of Sport and Youth Development to pay their entitlement. Those of you who have participated in international competitions since my coming on board in 2018, we attest to it that the ministry under my watch does not owe any athlete. Rather, we have gone further to support athletes on their medical needs, support the athletes with scholarships, grants, but having difficulty meeting up with the front end cost that's quoting him. He said the ministry through the Nigerian Olympic Committee, NOC, and other federations are secured scholarship for over 20 athletes. I quote him again. I therefore want to appeal to our athletes not to engage in peddling inappropriate information on achievements of government towards us. He said that the Games Morocco would serve as a qualifying event for some sports in the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games. Oshadi said that some athletes are qualified for the 2020 Games in athletics, badminton, canoeing and kayak, cycling, handball, judo, swimming, table tennis, taekwondo, tennis, beach volleyball, and weightlifting. He further congratulated the gold medalists in the sport that qualified for the 2020 Olympics. Earlier on, the president of the NOC, talking about Abuja Gumel, praised the athletes for their good behavior in camp. Gumel reminded them of the need to win clean medals and to shun drugs. The Nigerian ambassador to Morocco, Baba Gaba, also commended athletes for comporting themselves well and for the good behavior so far in Morocco. Then, Minister of Youth and Sports Development, Mr. Sunday Dare, has reassured football fans in Kaduna that the Ahmadu Bello Stadium will be ready for inspection when FIFA's representatives return to the country for more facilities checks. The new minister has penciled down renovations of sporting facilities in the country as one of the focal areas of his administration, and already visited the MK Abdullah Stadium in Abuja. Dare was in Kaduna on Tuesday to also inspect the Ahmadu Bello Stadium, stressing that repairs will be carried out on the edifice to ensure that the venue was presented to FIFA as one of the proposed venues for the 2020 Under-20 Women's World Cup bid. The minister wrote on his Twitter handle, he said, I inspected the Ahmadu Bello Stadium Kaduna, built in 1964, ahead of the next inspection by FIFA for the Under-20 Female World Cup. Urgent attention will be paid to necessary maintenance and upgrades needed. Dare also stated that he was working with the state government to ensure that his vision of sport worked out in Kaduna. Now, a 5-man inspection team from FIFA was in Lagos in August on a 4-day inspection of facilities and equipment for the Under-20 Women's World Cup. Nigeria have already put down Lagos, Benin, Asaba, and Uyo for the hosting of the 16-nation finals. But meanwhile, sports analysts and enthusiasts they are not happy that no northern state has a stadium as part of the hosting cities. So probably that's the reason why the minister has gone to Kaduna to see how they can use the Ahmadu Bello Stadium for the Female World Cup. And interestingly, an Enyimba Football Club player by the name Stephen Chukwude was on Monday harassed by a policeman. As you can see on the screen, the video there, that he was involved in internet fraud, properly called Yahoo Yahoo. Now, the policeman reached the conclusion because he drove a Mercedes-Benz car. Now, on his Facebook page live, Chukwude recorded his encounter with the policeman. The footballer said he was on his way to Enugu for medical treatment. In the video, Chukwude was heard telling the policeman that he had shown him his identity card as a football player and allowed him to search his car where he saw kits of a professional footballer. But he still insisted on taking him to the police station for questioning, in quotes. When Chukwude asked him why would the policeman take him to the station, the man said, that talking about the policeman said, out of what I suspect you to be a Yahoo boy. When he also asked if it was everybody that has Mercedes-Benz who is an internet fraudster, the policeman said, yes, it is everybody. Then he then told Chukwude not to ask him any more questions, but added that he knew him very, very well, and that they don't work, in quotes again, ordinarily. When the policeman realized that he was being recorded, he attempted to stop the recording and thereafter asked him to park the vehicle. Chukwude was recently suspended by his club for gross misconduct. Please, let's watch out for the video and see the encounter between the policeman and Chukwude.
You suspect me to be a Yahoo boy.
Yes.
But let me ask you, is it everybody that is that has made this Yahoo boy.
It's everybody.
It's everybody. Officer, you are getting it wrong.
I'll answer all your questions.
You are getting it wrong. That is not how. That is not how to do.
Let me tell you, I know you very well. We don't work like that too. We don't work ordinary.
Oga, you don't know me anything.
Don't worry.
So leave that. Don't say you know me.
We don't work ordinary. I think you get me.
Oga, you don't know me. That thing you're saying.
What are you doing now?
I'm doing video. You say, what am I doing? I have to do video. No, why can't I do video?
My friend, come.
No, why can't I do video? I don't understand.
Pack this vehicle.
No, I want to understand, officer. Why can't I do video? If you say you know what you are doing, then why can't I do? You suspect me to.
For our police officers to be well trained in all this. He just said ordinary, that it doesn't work ordinarily, meaning that means it depends on something. And the man said, Chukwueze said, I am a footballer. He has the money to buy a Mercedes-Benz car for himself. So why would it not tag him an internet fraudster, properly called a Yahoo Yahoo? We don't know how that panned out, but then the authorities have taken over this case, and the policeman will be questioned for such harassment. Now let us go now to basketball, where the Tigers head coach Alex Wara has listed 4 NBA stars in his final 12-man list to represent Nigeria at the 2019 FIBA Men's Basketball World Cup in China. Wara listed Captain Dike Dioko, of course, is going to be on the list, alongside Ike Iregbu, Benjamin Uzo, Farouk Aminu, Zana Talib, and Stanley Okoye. He also included Vincent Nnamdi, just as Chimeze Metu, Jordan Wara, and Joshua Okogie also made the squad. EuroLeague 2016-17 championship winner and a EuroLeague final 4 most valuable player, Ekpe Odo, is also in line to make his debut for the Tigers, alongside Michael Eric. But there was no place for the trio of Alade Aminu, sadly, Ike Nwamo, and Deji Akindele. A decision Wara admitted was not an easy one. And I quote Wara, he says, "It was very hard pruning the team from 15 to 12, as required by FIBA," Wara said in a media statement. From the Nigerian Basketball Federation, if I had my way, we would have registered all the 15 players for the World Cup, but all these players have unique qualities that they bring to the team. Nwara also guided Nigeria to become the first country to qualify for the World Cup. Said, expectations are very, very high for the team to perform. And I quote him again, "These are the best players we have at our disposal right now. We are very aware of expectations back home in Nigeria." Now, Nigeria is currently ranked 33 in the world. They defeated Dominican Republic, who are 18th, Canada, who are 23rd, Poland, who are 25th, and Montenegro, who are 28th, as part of their preparations for the 2019 FIBA World Cup. Nigeria is grouped alongside Argentina and Korea and Russia. And we will start our World Cup campaign against the Europeans on Saturday, this coming Saturday, at the Chinese city of Wuhan. Now let's come back to the home front, the local scene, where in Katsina State, all seems not to be well with the state-owned football club, following the recent emergence of Aminu Kufi as the chairman of Katsina State Football Association. Now, Kufi's emergence prompted him initially to step down from his position as chairman of Katsina United, just as lobbyists went to work and 2 names have suddenly emerged from the woods. FC Malum Fashi chairman, that's Alhaji Surajo Baba, laid claim to the position on Thursday last week, brandishing an appointment letter supposedly signed by the executive governor of Katsina State, talking about Alhaji Aminu Bello Masari. According to him, he is looking forward to his official confirmation before the end of the week. However, in a sudden twist of an event, another candidate, Alhaji Abdulsamad Badamasi, showed up at the clubhouse claiming he is the new chairman of the club. Badamasi's intentions was first made public by popular musician in Katsina, Rarara, who was also seen telling players and officials of the club that the new chairman will be addressing them on Tuesday, that's this week Tuesday, during training. So there was little surprise when Abdulsamad showed up exactly on Tuesday morning, claiming as other faction had showed up ready to attack him and his few supporters. Reports have it that the Katsina United players, officials, and fans are favorably disposed to having Surajo as their chairman, knowing his exploits with the NLL side, as his club, Malum Fashi FC, and his many humanitarian works in the state. However, we have unconfirmed reports have it that the former chairman, Aminu Kufi, is supporting the candidature of Alhaji Absamad and is using his influence in government to push for his appointment. The La Liga Real Madrid side, La Liga Real Madrid, have opened talks with the signing of Sporting midfielder, talking about Bruno Fernandes, as their hopes of luring Paul Pogba to the Bernabeu appears to be in tatters. The France World Cup winner and have been Zidane's primary target for the remainder of the season of the summer transfer window, and there has been hope from Madrid end that a deal will be struck. Now, Pogba outlined his intention to potentially leave United before the season started, claiming that it could be time for a new challenge following 3 years at Old Trafford. Talking about another transfer again is Alexis Sanchez has arrived in Milan for his medicals as he moves closer to sealing a loan move from Manchester United. The Chilean has been heavily linked with a move from Old Trafford all summer, having fallen down the pecking order under both previous managers, talking about Jose Mourinho and current boss Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Sanchez's struggles in Manchester are set to come to an end, at least temporarily, as the former Arsenal star is set to move to Inter on loan ahead of the close of transfer window. Again, talking about still talking about transfer, Zlatan Ibrahimovic believes he is still good to play for Premier League, and he has joked that Manchester United know where he is if they want to resign him. Now, the 37-year-old striker scored twice in the El Trafico derby as his La Liga, as his LA Galaxy team drew 3-3 with rivals Los Angeles FC in a pulsating MLS clash. Those two goals took him to 22 strikes in as many league matches this season, including 6 in the last 3 games, and his switching forward believes his current form shows he could comfortably compete in England's top flight again. Ibrahimovic is definitely, no matter how old he is, I think he's still fit to play for Premier League. And now that Manchester United, they are having striking options, their strikers are not up to task at the moment. Probably Ibrahimovic can be their solutions to their forward line. Then let's go on again to see where Belgian First Division B club Westerlo have announced that former Eagles striker, talking about Emmanuel Emenike, is close to joining the club as a free agent. The former West Ham striker, who last played a competitive match in October 2017, is currently training with Bob Peters' side. Emenike spent the second half of 2017-18 season on loan at Las Palmas, but he never made an appearance due to a knee injury which ruled him out for the entire campaign. Then again, Nigerian defender Chidinma Okeke is set for a move to Europe before the end of August. Spain La Liga, Iberdrola outfit Madrid are among the potential destinations for the 19-year-old player. According to the report, there has been contact with Okeke from some of the Europe's leading clubs, including French D1, Feminized Game Cup, having impressed with the Super Falcons in France. Then again, the news of Neymar will remain until he moves, where now Barcelona defender Gerard Piqué says he would like to see Paris Saint-Germain superstar Neymar return to the Liga champions Barcelona. The Brazilian forward wants to leave PSG and has been linked with a move back to Barca, 2 years on from his world record 222 million euros transfer. Now, Real Madrid has also emerged as a possible destination for Neymar before the transfer window shuts on September 2. But the Blaugrana Center, that's talking about Piqué, will be happy if the 27-year-old superstar returned to the Camp Nou. Now, let's now look at the fixtures for this weekend. We have on Saturday, we have Southampton against Manchester United. We have Chelsea against Sheffield. We have Crystal Palace against Aston Villa. We have Leicester City against the AFC Bournemouth. And we have Manchester City against Brighton Albion. Then Newcastle versus Watford, West Ham United versus Norwich City, and Burnley versus Liverpool. Then on Sunday is Everton versus Wolves, and Arsenal versus Tottenham. That is the peak of the match for the weekend in English football. Then in La Liga, Sevilla, that's tomorrow, they'll be playing against Celta Vigo, and Athletic Bilbao against Real Sociedad. Then on Saturday, Osasuna will be hosting Barcelona, Getafe against Alaves, Levante against Real Valladolid, and Real Betis against Leganes. Then on Sunday, is Valencia will be hosting Mallorca, Atletico Madrid will receive Eibar, Espanyol versus Granada, and Villarreal will be hosting Real Madrid on Sunday. Then now talking about in Serie A, where Bologna will be facing Spal. Then on Saturday, AC Milan versus Brescia, and the top of the match for Serie A is Juventus versus Napoli on Saturday. Then on Sunday, we'll be having Lazio versus Roma, Atalanta versus Torino, Cagliari versus Inter Milan, Genoa versus Fiorentina, Lecce versus Hellas Verona, Sassuolo versus Sampdoria, and Udinese against Parma. But then we cannot end this show without talking about again the male and the female football teams who are in the finals of the All-African Games in Morocco. Now the Nigerian men national under-20 football team, popularly called the Flying Eagles, and their women's counterparts, also called the Falconets, arrived in Morocco ready to face off with some of the best youth teams across Africa. And they are proving themselves, they're up to the task. The Flying Eagles finished second in the group stage and proceeded to beat South Africa, drawing against Burkina Faso and Morocco. Now the team is in the knockout stage, warming up for a semi-final showdown against Mali, which they won anyway. They won against Mali, and now the more inspiring of the two, the Falconets displayed a resilience right from the start, finishing tops in the Group B. They went through the group stage, beating Algeria 3-0 to make it to the finals. Now they'll be looking to win the tournament for the third time as they face Cameroon. Now we'll be wishing them all the best, and with this we end today's show. We believe you have enjoyed every bit of it. Let's do this again next week, same time, station. Have a blessed week. Bye.